Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and with me is Denise Grove. Denise, how you doing?
I'm
All right.
doing well.
Thank you.
So good to be here with you.
You have a really cool story. I know that number one, you've got 7 kids, so congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
I'm one of 6. Okay, so I can talk with you about that.
yeah.
But I only have 2 now. But that's given you probably it's surely kept you busy. But you're a speaker and a coach, and you started a women's group, and now you're helping women that are part of the group get unstuck.
That's right.
I like that
Yeah,
because
that's right.
it's not just women that need to be unstuck, entrepreneurs in general, I think, but the focus of having that as your business is very powerful, I believe. So, and I'm going to ask, is part of getting unstuck maybe helping them achieve, take their dreams and create reality out of it?
That's right.
Yeah?
Because see, what I've found is most people have a dream, but they don't know how to achieve it. And so they have these goals, but without steps to achieve the goals, it's really just a dream that'll never come to reality. And so I love helping people figure out, where is it you want to go? How is it you want to get there? How are we going to help you get there?
Right.
Because it's the getting there that's the problem.
It's the getting there.
Yeah.
So can you actually, when you sit down with someone, if you're going to coach them, do you create like a blueprint of any kind, or what does that process look like?
Well, typically I sit down with them, I look at what is keeping them stuck.
Okay.
Most of the time, they either have a self-limiting belief.
Right.
They have some sort of fear. I find people fear usually 3 things. They fear change, they fear what other people will think of them, and they just fear failure. And so they never move because they're afraid they will fail. And so I figure out what's holding them back, and then I take them through this process of, okay, failure is part of the process.
That's right.
And we go through all of these. What is it that you're believing that's keeping you stuck? And sometimes people are stuck just based on their old story is dictating their new story.
Yeah.
So let's paint a new picture.
Yeah.
And let me help you do that.
You know, it's I've followed the things you're talking about. Winston Churchill said, "Success is being able to go from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm."
That's
and I'm like,
That's
I didn't. When I first started in my own business, I was doing products, and I would do 3, 4, 5. They'd all fail, and I'm like, my God, I've lost it. I don't know what to do. The next one would hit a home run, and I'm like, that's part of the process.
It is.
And so let me get those failures. I actually, looked at failures as a way to get to the successes because we learn from them, and I think you're preaching the same philosophy.
Yeah.
So
what can we learn from that to keep us moving forward instead of just staying stuck?
And also, do you find when you get a group together, some people get it and they see their potential and they're going for it, and others, they just don't understand the potential that they've got.
They
right?
don't. They're believing some sort of lie along the way, something that's either was told to them or something they've heard, or just they may have failed once, and then they label themselves as a failure. And so it's just helping people really see what is that potential and how can we help you get there.
Yeah. And so are there any kind of systems or tools or tactics that you're using as you go through this, or how do you get somebody started?
Usually when I get somebody started, we sit down together, we look at it, like I said, what is your dream?
Right.
But then what are the steps we can take? And then we have to figure out, what is it that's been holding you back? What are the things you need to do? I always tell people what you do daily has such a profound effect on where you're going. Yeah. Who you're listening to, who you're hanging around, what you're reading, there's such an effect. And, writing down your goals, just small things. There are things that just will help people get unstuck and start moving forward. And when I speak to a large group, it's the same thing. If I'm speaking to a group of people, I share with them, these are the steps you can take to get started, because people usually just need to get started.
Yes. And another line that reminds me, your net worth is equal to your network.
Yes.
So the people you hang out with, it's important to hang with the right people.
It sure is. It sure is.
And get more doors opened and things like that. So
you're as successful as the 5 people you hang around the most.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So is there anything in what you do that you could say, because people out there that maybe as we're talking, they're saying, oh, wow, Denise has got some good ideas that make you different or unique in the world of coaching and speaking that is different from somebody else, maybe?
But I think maybe just what I bring to the table is the experience. I bring tenacity. And I have a plan and we do it.
Right.
And I motivate people to do it. And I'm a cheerleader, but I'm also a motivator. And so I think that's what I bring to the table. You know, I have all these years of just helping people along, and I take action. I don't, I think there's just, we always have to have forward movement.
Yes.
There always needs to be momentum. So I
agree.
help people start moving forward.
Right. So now the world we're in is a lot different today than it was 10 years ago, or certainly, you know, when we grew up, right? And there's, you know, I have two kids, and, you know, one's 22 and one's 31, and my youngest, the 22-year-old, he's got a Snapchat and he's Facebook and Instagram and an iPad and an iPhone and a computer and this, that. It's pretty crazy, right?
Sure is.
So, and, you know, so now you've got your women's group. They are experiencing some of these same things. What are is there any big challenge that you could identify that they've got that you focus on helping them overcome?
Mostly, I find with women, it's the balance. It's
balance.
the idea of balance.
Okay.
That's, I think, the biggest challenge.
Balance
they come
in
to
their
me.
life.
Yes. How do we find balance? Well, what I tell people is there's really no such thing as balance. It's like this. It's a scale that's constantly moving.
Right.
And so when we're at work, we give it everything we have. We're constantly moving forward, achieving our goals, doing what we need to do. When we're with our family, we're doing the same thing. We're 100% present where we're at. As far as technology, that's always a challenge, but you just have to keep learning.
Right.
You have to keep up with it. If you're a parent, you definitely have to keep up with
Right.
it. Now there's TikTok, and there's,
yeah.
there's just always something to keep up with. But, you know, James Malinchak always said, when you stop learning, you stop earning.
Yes,
and so
right,
we
right.
have to keep up with what's, you know, we have to keep learning.
Yeah.
And
so do you consider yourself a digital focused entrepreneur? Do you get into some of the new things with Facebook? Or, I mean, your kids are probably doing this,
my
right?
kids are there. And
Because
I'm,
you mentioned TikTok.
Yeah.
That made me think, oh, okay, she's got all the buzzwords.
No,
you know?
I'm just trying to keep up. You know, you try to keep at least one step. I would say ahead, but usually it's one step behind your kids.
Yeah.
But so I'm learning.
You got to police what they're
That's
doing.
right.
out
That's
there,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, a lot of what I've done has been learning through them, and but I'm learning.
Yeah, because when we were just getting, 5 years ago or so, and people are saying you got to do Facebook and you got to, YouTube and all this. I said, well, let me call my son,
Yes.
my
Let me
kids,
call up my kids.
because they're going to be
That's
able to
right.
help me with
That's
this,
right.
right?
You don't know how many times
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my living room
Right.
yelling, "Somebody come help me!"
Well, so it's great to see you've been successful because you got a women's organization, you're coaching, you're speaking. There's people out there right now that are thinking, wow, Denise has given me some great ideas here. If they wanted to reach you, or just maybe some words of encouragement for anyone that's listening right now, what would you say to them right now?
You know what I would say? Like, today is the day. Now is the time. You've waited long enough. Let me help you get unstuck. Let's figure out what the self-limiting belief is. What's the old story you're believing that's holding you back from the new picture that we could paint together? And, just reach out to me. I'd love to work with you. Or if I'm speaking to your group, I'd love to motivate your employees, or, just let me help you figure out how to make your dreams a reality.
That's great. Make your dreams a reality, and also find your purpose.
That's
I
right,
think
because
that's one of the key
everybody
things.
has a purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Denise Grove, I'm going to say thank you for being here,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
all of your accomplishments.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great having you. And please reach out to Denise Grove if you have any need for her services. Thank you very much.